I think they have a truer appreciation of what we're going to miss and what we're letting down than actually many of the adults, and that's where a bit of the disconnect's happening.
Royal watchers are in shock. A recent gesture by Prince William has shaken Buckingham Palace and left Queen Camilla visibly distressed. What was supposed to be a routine royal engagement took an unexpected turn when William made a statement perceived as a direct challenge to Camilla's position. This sudden stance revealed an unfamiliar side of the prince, even surprising Camilla herself. Long simmering tensions that had been quietly building for years suddenly erupted into the public eye, reopening old wounds and dividing royal circles. Could this decision mark the beginning of a major upheaval within the British monarchy? Let's uncover the full story. Prince William is no ordinary member of the royal family. As the heir to the British throne, his role carries immense responsibilities and expectations. Born on June 21, 1982, at St. Mary's Hospital in London, he grew up in the public eye as the eldest son of King Charles III and the beloved Princess Diana. From a young age, William understood that his life would never truly be his own. Every decision, every statement, and every action he takes does not just affect him, it impacts the entire British monarchy. As Duke of Cornwall, he took on numerous responsibilities, constantly balancing tradition and modernity. Deeply committed to various causes, William has established himself as a key figure in the royal landscape, whether through diplomatic engagements or his advocacy for mental health and environmental conservation. However, the pressures on his shoulders intensified after the passing of Queen Elizabeth II in September 2022. With his father ascending to the throne, William became Prince of Wales, moving even closer to the crown. At the same time, the royal family had to navigate the fallout from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's dramatic departure in 2020. Their highly publicized exit and subsequent explosive revelations plunged the monarchy into one of its deepest crises in recent history. While the world expected William to embody stability, a more personal conflict was brewing behind closed doors, a conflict with Queen Camilla. Camilla has always been a controversial figure within the royal family. Long seen as the third person in Charles and Diana's marriage, she has never been fully embraced by the public, especially by those loyal to Princess Diana's memory. Her transition from Duchess of Cornwall to Queen Consort, following Charles's accession, only intensified tensions. Despite her efforts to champion causes such as domestic violence prevention and literacy, public skepticism about her remains. For William, Camilla's rise to the top of the monarchy presents a profound dilemma. Diana was not just his mother, she was his guide, his role model. Her tragic death in 1997 left an unhealed wound that still lingers. Officially, William has accepted Camilla as part of the family. But privately, the reality is far more complex. For years, he struggled to reconcile his duty to his father with his loyalty to his mother's legacy. Though William has maintained a public facade of courtesy, Camilla's elevation to queen changed everything. Their already distant relationship grew even colder. Forced to present a united front, he had to stand beside the woman who, in his eyes, symbolized his mother's pain. As Camilla gained influence, William saw an obstacle to his vision of the monarchy. He refused to let the past dictate the future. And recently, one of his decisions left Camilla stunned, sending shockwaves through the palace. At a grand charity gala at Windsor Castle, an event meant to showcase royal unity and tradition, the rift between William and Camilla became glaringly obvious. What was supposed to be a prestigious evening turned into a public and humiliating confrontation. The cause of the crisis? A firm decision by William to deny Tom Parker Bowles, Camilla's eldest son, a seat at the event. Although Tom is known within royal circles, he has never been officially recognized in state affairs. Unlike senior royals bound by strict protocol, Tom has always been viewed as an outsider, a respected food critic but far removed from the monarchy's inner workings. Since Camilla became queen, however, the line between personal life and royal affairs has blurred. She wished for her son to be included in official events, arguing that her new status justified greater recognition for her family. But William refused. He believed Camilla's influence should not extend beyond her role as queen consort. By firmly rejecting Tom's attendance, William sent a clear message: he would not allow Camilla to reshape the monarchy to her own design. This decision sent shockwaves through the royal family. Camilla, expecting quiet support, was publicly rebuffed. For her, this was not just a personal humiliation, it was a direct challenge to her standing within the palace. Behind the walls of Buckingham Palace, tensions are now reaching a boiling point. Could this be the beginning of a wider conflict between William and Camilla? Is the British monarchy on the verge of a major transformation? One thing is certain: Prince William is determined to protect his mother's legacy and shape the future of the crown on his own terms. Tom Parker Bowles' exclusion from Windsor's prestigious charity event was a humiliation Queen Camilla struggled to digest. As guests arrived at the grand halls of the castle, basking in the carefully orchestrated splendor of the monarchy, Camilla was internally battling what she saw as a deeply personal insult. Her son had not merely been left off the guest list, he had been deliberately sidelined by none other than Prince William himself. For a woman who had spent decades fighting for her place in the royal family, this moment was a painful reminder that, despite her title, certain doors would forever remain closed to her and to those she loved. Sources close to the Queen revealed that the bluntness of this decision left her momentarily speechless. Having endured relentless public and media scrutiny throughout her journey, she now faced a wound far deeper, one inflicted by her own royal family. Camilla's maternal instincts have always driven her to protect her children, even while shouldering her royal duties. But Tom's exclusion was not just about protocol, it was a stark reminder of the limits of her influence. Some insiders claim she was deeply disappointed by William's decision, seeing it as a betrayal disguised as duty. From William's perspective, the monarchy stands on immutable traditions and a strict hierarchy. Despite his familial ties to Camilla, Tom Parker Bowles was not of royal blood. Granting him a place at such an event would have set a precedent William was unwilling to establish. For Camilla, however, this invitation symbolized familial unity, a way to solidify her family's connection to the crown. But William remained unyielding. The decision was swift and final. When the official guest list was released, Tom's name was missing. Frustrated but left with no choice, Camilla made multiple attempts to plead for her son, but William did not budge. The rift between them widened, and what could have remained a private dispute spilled into a very public embarrassment. On the night of the event, as the most influential guests passed through Windsor's majestic gates, an unexpected incident occurred. Tom Parker Bowles, believing he would be attending the event alongside his mother, was denied entry. Security, following strict orders, barred him from access, leaving him in an utterly humiliating situation. For Camilla, this was a devastating blow. In front of the cameras, she maintained her royal composure, but those close to her noticed an unusual tension. Her son's absence was not just about etiquette, it was a stark declaration from the monarchy, reminding her that, despite her rank, her family would always remain on the sidelines. William's decision was not rooted in personal animosity toward Tom or Camilla. Rather, it was a staunch effort to safeguard the integrity of the crown. Known for his dedication and discipline, William sees the monarchy as an institution where duty outweighs personal relationships. Yet behind this strict adherence to protocol lies a deeper legacy, that of Princess Diana. While William has publicly accepted Camilla's role beside his father, those who truly know him understand that his devotion to his mother's memory remains unwavering. Giving a privileged place to the son of the woman once seen as Diana's rival could have been interpreted as a betrayal of his mother's legacy. This episode has brought to light the deep tension still fracturing the royal family. Power struggles, past resentments, and conflicts of influence collide in a kingdom undergoing transformation. For William, it is about securing the future of the monarchy and maintaining unquestionable authority. For Camilla, it is a bitter reminder that, despite her journey, she and her family will always remain apart. To her, it was a natural step toward bringing their families together, a symbolic gesture of acceptance. But for William, it was a matter of principle. In his eyes, the monarchy operated on an unwavering foundation of tradition and hierarchy. Tom, despite his ties to the royal family, was not part of the royal bloodline. His presence at such a prestigious event would have set a precedent that William was not willing to accept. The final decision was made swiftly, leaving no room for negotiation. Once the official guest list was finalized, Tom's name was conspicuously absent. Determined to challenge this exclusion, Camilla reportedly made several attempts to plead her case. But William remained unmoved. The tension between them continued to grow, and what could have remained a private dispute became painfully public. On the night of the event, as guests arrived in their most elegant attire and crossed the grand doors of Windsor Castle, an unexpected scene unfolded. Tom Parker Bowles, convinced that he would be attending alongside his mother, was denied entry. Security personnel, following strict orders, refused him access, leaving him in an awkward and humiliating situation. For Queen Camilla, it was a heartbreaking moment. She maintained a composed expression in front of the cameras, but her discomfort was evident. Her son's exclusion was not merely a logistical detail, it was a public declaration that, despite her title, her family would never be fully integrated into the monarchy's inner circle. Her humiliation was undeniable, and those who knew her well noticed a rare moment of vulnerability in a woman who was usually so composed. Sources close to the royal family insist that William's decision was not driven by personal animosity, but by his unwavering commitment to preserving the monarchy's image. Known for his strict adherence to duty, the prince believed that allowing Camilla's family to take part in such prestigious events would blur the lines between royal obligations and personal relationships. His choice sent a strong message. The monarchy must maintain a clear separation between protocol and private affairs, no matter the cost. But beyond this decision lay the weight of the past. While William and Camilla's relationship appeared cordial on the surface, the shadow of Princess Diana still loomed. Though he had publicly accepted Camilla's role at his father's side, he remained deeply devoted to his mother's memory. Allowing Tom Parker Bowles to participate in high-profile royal events may have felt, to him, like a betrayal of the woman who had raised him. More than ever, this episode exposed the underlying tensions that continue to weaken the royal family, power struggles, unhealed wounds, and battles to redefine the monarchy's future. For William, this decision solidified his role as the guardian of royal protocol. For Camilla, it was a cruel reminder that no matter how high she had risen, her past would always follow her. What secrets lie behind the royal facade? And is this battle for power within the palace only just beginning? Stay tuned. The exclusion of her son, Tom Parker Bowles, from Windsor's prestigious charity gala that evening was a bitter ordeal for Queen Camilla. As guests entered the grand halls of the castle, reveling in the carefully orchestrated splendor of the monarchy, Camilla was inwardly shaken by what she perceived as a deeply personal offense. Her son had not merely been forgotten from the guest list. His absence was the result of a deliberate decision, orchestrated by none other than Prince William himself. For a woman who had spent decades fighting for her place within the royal family, that evening was a painful reminder that, despite her title, some doors would always remain closed to her and those she loved. Sources close to the Queen reveal that William's decision had momentarily left her speechless. She had endured years of relentless public and media criticism, but this wound was different. It came from within, the very family she had worked so hard to unify. Above all, Camilla was a mother. Even as she fully embraced her royal duties, she had always sought to protect her children. Tom's exclusion was not just about protocol. It was a clear message about the limits of her influence. According to insiders, she was deeply disappointed by William's decision, seeing it as a rejection of her attempts to integrate her family more fully into the monarchy. And yet, despite her bitterness, she chose not to retaliate. Those who know her describe her as pragmatic, a woman keenly aware of the delicate balance required to survive within the monarchy. Though the sting of her son's exclusion remained, she understood that pushing too hard could endanger the fragile unity of the royal family, a unity she had spent years carefully cultivating. Rather than confronting William directly, she chose to internalize her frustration, opting for quiet resilience over open confrontation. This event underscored once again the constant challenge Camilla faced, the delicate dance between her role as a mother and her public duty as queen. On May 6, 2023, the coronation of King Charles III at Westminster Abbey was a dazzling display of tradition and royal grandeur. Yet beneath the spectacle, unseen tension simmered, revealing fractures within the royal family that had long been concealed from the public eye. One particular moment caught the attention of keen observers, a silence laden with meaning. As King Charles and Queen Camilla walked down the aisle after their historic coronation, every member of the congregation bowed before the new sovereign. But when Camilla passed, not a single head moved. The silence was deafening, a tacit sign of resentment and months of pent-up frustration. The root of this cold reception? Camilla's guest list. The Queen had invited around 20 of her close relatives, including her son Tom Parker Bowles, while excluding key figures who had played a crucial role in her rise. Among those omitted were longtime allies, those who had fought for her acceptance within the royal family. This decision did not go unnoticed, least of all by Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales. Their anger, though masked by royal protocol, was unmistakable. Kate, ever the epitome of grace, notably refrained from curtsying to Camilla, a silence louder than any words. Even Prince Harry, despite his own grievances with the royal family, shared in this frustration. This moment, subtle yet powerful, sent a clear message. Despite her title and status, Queen Camilla remained an outsider in the eyes of many. And as the battle for influence within the monarchy continues, one question lingers. Will the wounds of the past ever truly heal? Resentment lingered long after the coronation. When the time came for Prince William to oversee the guest list for the Windsor Charity Gala, he made an unequivocal decision. Tom Parker Bowles was not invited. This was neither an oversight nor negligence, but a clear statement. Loyalty within the royal family was not given lightly, and past conflicts could not be erased with the wave of a hand. Thus, the rift between the Windsors and Camilla deepened. A feud that, far from subsiding, seemed to foreshadow new battles within the palace halls. She perceived this as a rejection of her attempts to fully integrate her family into the royal fold. Yet, despite the personal pain, she chose not to retaliate. Those who know Camilla best describe her as a pragmatic woman, acutely aware of the delicate balance required to survive within the monarchy. While her son's exclusion left a bitter taste, she knew that reacting too strongly could threaten the fragile unity of the royal family, unity she had spent years painstakingly preserving. Rather than confronting Prince William directly, she reportedly internalized her frustration, preferring quiet resilience over open conflict. This event underscored the ongoing challenge Camilla faces, the delicate dance between her role as a mother and her public duty as queen. Although her children, including Tom Parker Bowles, have largely remained outside royal life, moments like this serve as painful reminders that the line between family and monarchy is far blurrier than she had hoped. King Charles III's coronation on May 6, 2023, at Westminster Abbey was a spectacle of grandeur, tradition, and royal splendor. The royal scepter, a symbol of power and justice, gleamed under the spotlights. But behind this dazzling ceremony, tension simmered beneath the surface, revealing fractures within the royal family that had long been hidden from public view. One particular moment caught the attention of keen observers. As King Charles and Queen Camilla proceeded down the aisle after their historic coronation, every member of the assembly bowed in respect to the newly crowned monarch. But when Camilla passed, not a single head moved. The silence was deafening. This absence of reverence was a silent manifestation of deep-seated resentments that had been festering for months. The cause of this frosty reception? Camilla's guest list. The Queen had reportedly invited around 20 of her close friends and relatives, including her son Tom Parker Bowles, while excluding key figures who had played a crucial role in her rise within the royal family. Among the absent were longtime allies, those who had fought for her acceptance within the institution. Their exclusion did not go unnoticed, nor did Camilla's decision to prioritize her inner circle at the expense of these shadowy supporters. Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, were particularly affected by these choices. Their anger, though carefully concealed under the guise of protocol, was palpable. Kate, usually the epitome of grace and composure, notably omitted the customary curtsy to Camilla, a slight that spoke volumes. Even Prince Harry, despite his ongoing tensions with the family, reportedly shared in this frustration, seeing these decisions as yet another factor deepening the divisions within the monarchy. The consequences of this controversy were swift. When the time came for Prince William to oversee the guest list for the Windsor Charity Gala, he made a calculated decision. Tom Parker Bowles' name was absent. This was no mistake, nor a mere oversight. It was a message. A clear warning that loyalty within the royal family was not taken lightly, and that past grievances would not simply disappear. As soon as British media caught wind of this new fracture within the royal family, they wasted no time making headlines of it. Every tabloid offered its own interpretation, some framing William's actions as a staunch defense of royal traditions, while others painted it as yet another humiliation for Camilla's family, still struggling for acceptance. Tom Parker Bowles' exclusion from a major royal event was not simply an accident. It was a statement of intent, one that the press dissected from every angle. On social media, the debate raged. Some supported William, applauding his strict adherence to protocol, while others sympathized with Camilla and Tom, viewing it as a thinly veiled rejection of a family that had made significant efforts to integrate. Royal insiders, always eager to fan the flames of speculation, added fuel to the fire. Whispers from within the palace suggested that this incident was merely the tip of a much larger iceberg. Long-ignored underlying tensions seemed to be resurfacing. Journalists, ever keen to uncover the monarchy's secrets, began piecing together past disputes, painting a picture of a family still deeply fractured beneath its polished exterior of unity. Analysts began questioning the future of the monarchy. Was William's decision an attempt to redefine the balance of power within the royal family? Was this merely a generational clash between tradition and modernity? One thing was certain, none of this was incidental. It was not a mere misstep, but a deliberate choice, the impact of which would be felt far beyond the palace walls. Behind palace doors, where family affairs intertwined with matters of state, King Charles had to exercise both tact and authority. This was not merely a familial disagreement, but a public relations crisis that threatened to cast a shadow over his reign. According to palace insiders, Charles, always measured in his governance, understood the complexity of the situation. Camilla and William were both pillars of his reign, and he had to navigate this conflict without appearing to favor one over the other. For William, excluding Tom Parker Bowles was not a personal attack, but a decision rooted in royal tradition. Charles, while acknowledging his son's commitment to protocol, was also aware of the long-term consequences of this choice. This was not just about a guest list, it was about preserving the unity of the family under the scrutiny of the world. Camilla, too, needed reassurance. Seeing her son sidelined sent a difficult message. Despite her title as queen, her family remained distinct from the monarchy. In private discussions, Charles reportedly sought to comfort her, reminding her that this exclusion did not undermine her legitimacy or role within the royal family. Aware that mere appeasement would not suffice, Charles made a decisive move. He convened a private family meeting to defuse tensions before they escalated further. This was not merely an attempt to resolve an immediate conflict, but a strategy to preserve the monarchy's image. During this meeting, Charles reminded William and Camilla of a fundamental truth: the strength of the monarchy lies in its unity. The entire world was watching, and even the slightest crack could shake an institution that had fought to maintain its stability. The meeting ended without much fanfare, but its significance was critical. Charles had set his expectations, unity above all. The question remained, could these wounds truly be healed, or would this fracture within the palace continue to deepen behind closed doors? It spoke volumes. Tom's absence from key events was no mere oversight, but a clear message. William was drawing a line, signaling that regardless of Camilla's status, her family would never truly be part of the royal inner circle. Camilla had fought to secure her crown, but William was making it clear that the monarchy was not hers to reshape as she pleased. Despite this, neither could afford an open confrontation. The monarchy's survival depended on the illusion of harmony. William and Camilla understood their roles, united in public, divided in private. They attended official engagements together, with a shared purpose, but vastly different motivations. Camilla, always composed, sought to cement her legacy as queen, following in the footsteps of Elizabeth II, the longest-reigning monarch in British history. She wanted to prove that she belonged in the annals of royal history. For his part, William, the future king, remained unwavering in his belief that tradition should never be compromised, no matter the personal cost. To the public, the image of unity displayed at the Windsor charity event was enough. The cameras captured moments of courtesy, a brief exchange of words, a nod of mutual acknowledgement. But behind the palace walls, the tension was palpable. Those who had served the royal family for years whispered that a fragile truce had settled in, one that could shatter at the slightest misstep. King Charles tried to ease tensions, calling for unity to safeguard the monarchy. Yet William and Camilla remained divided, not by a mere disagreement, but by fundamentally different visions for the future of the crown. They upheld an appearance of peace, bound by duty, but behind the scenes, the struggle for influence continued. The monarchy had weathered family conflicts for centuries. This was just another chapter in its history. And what about you? What do you think of this confrontation between Prince William and Queen Camilla and its consequences? Share your thoughts in the comments.